Another round of this ban list hype, new format taking off, World Celebration this weekend hype. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. Archnemes Protos here. How you doing, buddy? Wait, 15 listings for this? I've not really been paying the greatest attention to Protos, I'm going to be honest with you here, but as of fairly recently, 45, 43, 40, 43, 46, I mean, what existed of these quantities on the market has looked like they've started to accelerate on up into an interesting place, to say the least. And also the fact that, you know, you're hitting that $48 to $50 mark out here is kind of interesting. I'm wondering, one, where this stops. Two, it is, you know, a good floodgate card. You know, the fact that Ritual Beasts get the chance to play under this is extremely good in my personal opinion, but this is a pretty interesting rocket up for value for long term. So can't say I didn't see this coming eventually, but all right. This is also kind of crazy. Millennium Ankh QCRs have also rocketed up to the moon as of late, and I'm also genuinely kind of shocked about this as well. We're kind of at the point right now that people are looking at like the Exodia deck as this fun alternative strategy out here that you can kind of toss at your opponent and be able to just win the game very ignorantly. And seeing $48 on up to $50 for a QCR of this, of all things, is actually quite impressive to me. We did start to see the other version of Ankh gain a little bit of value over time, and I was on record saying, wow, you know, if this version's like $8 and the QCR, which was formerly $25 out here, was kind of bouncing back and forth, kind of doing the same thing, you know, you kind of got to ask yourself, then why am I just not buying the higher rarity if you're within like that $10 to $12 window out here for this? So that's definitely a very interesting little thing that I was seeing, just with these two kind of bouncing off of each other for the long term. So interesting. The little dragon rulers. So I kind of forgot that the little dragon ruler guys did not get reprints. It's just these commons have been sticking around in bulk for like an eon out here, and the fact that the water one, the stream has become this huge, expensive $3-4 common, I personally think is actually freaking hilarious out here. Like, there should be... I understand that we've got a lot of hype right now around the Dragon Rulers coming back into the game. You know, over the last couple of days, we've watched, you know, these Dragon Rulers expand in stupid, crazy value as people are just willing to throw all of this money at their screen just to see what kind of sticks in which department. And I'm not surprised to see that, but it is definitely very intriguing just to see where the player base is sticking their money right now. Reactant, on the other hand, this one's not necessarily too terrible. He definitely had better days for sure. I mean, this is the one that calls out Redox. Let's call it what it is. I still think Redox is the most broken of the Dragon Rulers out here, but the fact that, you know, you have a common pushing about $1. Oh, also, quantities on this one are 37 first stream. So, like, you know, we're getting places here. And then, of course, you have 69 giggity for Reactant, and then Burner has 223. This is the fact that Burner, the big thing here is like, yeah, it is probably the worst, but it is what it is. Like, the fact that you can tell that people are like, ooh, stream, like, that's cool. And then you got other people that are looking at Burner and you're like, ew, Burner. Like, hey, 15 cents for Burner, poor guy. And then, of course, the Lightning Dragon Ruler of Drafts, yeah, 138 out here. Not all that surprising. honestly. I also believe that stream has got something to do with the water support coming down the pipeline out here as well. That people are looking to this strategy as a chance to see how many water monster effects we can possibly trigger for the best advantage possible. Alright, so Flame Swordsman stuff got announced today for Japan. I figured I would take a gander back here and see, how is the Flame Swordsman stuff holding up in comparison. A nice CR Ultimate Flame Swordsman is going to cost you a nice $17 to add to your collection. Okay, we also have the Fighting Flame Swordsman out here, $17, which is actually not too terrible. And then basically you're able to get whichever copy of your Flame Swordsman that you choose to be able to add $4 for the secret rare. The Fighting Flame Swordsman other print is $5 actually, which is actually not too terrible. I still expected some of this stuff to be up a little bit more, but hey, you know what? Flame Swordsman, it's got ties into Joey's deck. I think people are just kind of happy. We did get this support. It did have its little competitive time. I still think with us old that this was one of the coolest things we could have, saw. How are the tins doing? Yes, still waiting on, reveals. Actually, that's kind of crazy. Look at that ramp up here. Oh, wow. 183.05 is going to be your lowest available as of filming this. I'm not necessarily surprised to see these numbers. 180 just feels better for these sorts of products. The margins are awful for these tins. And these tins, they have SP, they have... I can't even truly say that they have like alt arts right now, because I don't even know. The only things we got were Alistair and whatnot, so where's our other alt arts? But I guess someday. Tempai Dragons. Now, for those of you that have not been paying too much attention to this stuff, these QCR Genrokus are still $35. This is still freaking hilarious to me. Pydras have actually settled back down to 11. For a deck that is supposed to have as much gas as this deck actually has, seeing this for $11 is beautiful. Genroku's at 5s, and then the rest of this deck is nothing. Alright, isn't that incredibly cool that you got like $8? You can get, hopefully post Trident Dragon getting printed here, that you can get the core for this very cheap. A tier 1 deck, I can't even say cheap, because Dominus Impulses and those Marchamis are going to destroy you. Parallel Exceeds, these are kind of doing a little interesting dippy down here. Seeing these coming in at $2 right now, I can't really think of a lot of crazy decks that are even still looking at playing this card. The 10 from 2021 for this, I think this card looks really cool, but just kind of considering you do have Malice on the way, so people are looking at this card going, hey, we can just get the free extensions on the field, see what kind of cool combo lines that you're able to cook up. It always is going to come down to the, I can play this cool line, and it actually works out. Attack Guidance Armor, $125. You know what's hilarious to me about this? One actually did sell for $130. These stupid things are actually worth it, and I love to see that. Wake Up, Centurion. I love this card. Still $20 for a copy of this, and for a one-of that generates a token for you to be able to use as an extender to just kind of do your thing. I love this. I think this card is one of the coolest. The green just feels super awesome on this, and I'm super happy to see this, and it's cheap. Archlord Christia, speaking of another QCR, it's extremely cheap right now. We're down to 26 listings, $60. You got a little bit of a swerve around here as the card kind of decides, what we're going to do. I don't foresee this going back up to 100, but if you are a collector out here and you do love Archlord Christia, old format guy here. This Tier 0 Lightsworn format, I loved Christia. I think that this card is so freaking awesome to see what you can kind of mess around with. Okay. And then, of course, that grass looks greener. Are we finally calming down? Has the dip begun? The dip has begun. 24, 24, 27. Alright, if you need a copy of Grass Looks Greener, we're finally at the point that this is kind of starting to spin down here. It's going to get more affordable, which personally I think is the good part. You want to see that kind of curve down begin so that people can start to get this stuff that they need. Oh, well, that's a market watch. in a nutshell. So what do you guys think about everything? Definitely some interesting stuff, to say the least. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Remember, one of you walk away with a booster pack. You guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Peace out. Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.